have 2 teams each. So among those who discussed beauty in 2020, any volunteers that you want to report back? Okay, go ahead. So let's.
And we agree that the concept of beauty would be very diverse. So we can't define one single definition of beauty. However, in 2020, as you know, Olympic Games will be held, and we will promote Japanese culture and how we're living. So the concept of beauty will be influenced by Japanese culture, we think. And there are a lot of elements we think they are unique Japanese cultural elements, such as behavior, politeness, food, music, Japanese public local, and fashion, some unique architecture, very humble. I don't think I'm humble, but thankfulness.
Yeah.
So we think the beauty will be have some elements like healthy. It's coming from Japanese food, and the beauty will be more simple. Simpleness will be more important in beauty. When we talk about simpleness, in this case, what is simpleness? It's a functional and good quality. It's like Europeans wear, or I think, that is our image of simpleness.
Okay.
Yes, and we also discuss the influence from subculture or traditional music. We don't think any will agree.
I see.
Okay. Consensus from these topics.
Okay, so what you're saying is that we do have an opportunity to tell the visitors what's the beauty influenced by Japanese culture in 2020.
Yes.
And that consists of healthy and simplicity and functional. Where does this, I remember that Nagai-san was talking about emotional versus objective. Functional sounds like more of a objective. Is that correct?
In my view, it's more emotional. So these days, some people started to prefer simple life, like dancing or living in room.
Yeah.
So preferring functional products is coming from emotion.
I see. Okay. I think I heard that the beautiful design can be very functional. So if you go to the extreme of functional, that becomes great design. And design and function doesn't seem to coexist, at the glance, but I think it really is. And I thought I was very impressed by that notion before, so that's why I asked. Okay, another group who did 2020. We want somebody else. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Give it to them. Sorry about that, but we can't.
Sorry about that, guys.
We also got the topic on concept of beauty in 2020.
Yeah.
And as our topic or the main message to the whole audience is the Japanese word green. It's our main focus during the whole discussion. And we were trying to describe the beauty in 2020 as a combination of different other similar concepts like uniqueness, appearance, health, and inner beauty. And inside of those different big like groups, we were telling about very Japanese. People try to go back to their how to say base, or people try to, as there was like explanation about kimonos culture, and those things gonna be even more emphasized in 2020 because there will be a lot of foreigners coming to Japan, and interest to Japanese culture, Japanese lifestyle or something, gonna be more emphasized during in 2020. Then human taste. We were thinking that until that time, people gonna be how to say trying to value much more naturality or more natural way of the beauty, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The owner of the idea, that's why I'm asking him. Yeah, the next group is appearance, beauty with the strongness. Here was we had an idea about pretty is not enough. In 2020, just to be kawaii is not enough. It should be covered. It should be supported with other like strongness. Like if we're gonna look on the woman, she gonna be more socialized. She will be working. She will be supporting both her family and her job. She will do her career, successful career, and this is about the strongness. It's not just pretty. It's not enough. Okay. Next one is about accessible surgery. Yeah, and we were thinking that there will be much more access to having a plastic surgery. For now, we already see that it's quite popular and easy to make it. And probably in 2020, it will be like just making a reservation in a hair salon. The same level, probably. There's so much accessible.
It becomes so easy.
Yeah, it becomes so easy.
I see.
We were thinking. Then there is some, how to say, we were thinking that some of the concepts are belongs to both, for example, uniqueness and appearance, like define the strong points, making, yeah, probably it's about the, she were giving an example as, for example, Japanese people, they like when they have bigger eyes, people with the bigger eyes, but they need to maintain their own own appearance, their uniqueness. They need to emphasize it, not just not looking on the Western style, looking on the West people and trying to make their eyes bigger, but they need to keep their base, their uniqueness, Japanese Asian look. And yeah, define the strongness and quicker, yeah. Health we were thinking about gonna be focusing to do more sporty look, healthy lifestyle, gonna be emphasizing more healthy lifestyle, eating habits, doing sport, everything is gonna include into it, healthy, okay. And the inner, here we add the confidence of the people. Beauty is used in mind, not just on the appearance, but in mind as well. And also beauty is having smartness, having intelligence. As there was already mentioned that strongness, beauty with strongness, it should be supported with something. That's why we put here smartness and intelligence should be included to the idea of the beauty. And here is not only appearance but also inner beauty gonna be important. And what else? Beauty for everybody. We make it as in the middle of 3 groups that it covers appearance, inner, health. Beauty gonna be accessible for everybody. For men, women, doesn't matter. And yeah.
What does that RIN?
RIN.
Yeah.
You mind?
Yeah.
The owner of the
Yeah.
No, I'm looking into all the words. It just popped into my mind. The rin word is in kanji. This word.
Oh, I see, okay.
This is
Very difficult to translate. I don't know.
No, that is very difficult to translate, as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But these include everything, and it is going to be focused in Japan in 2020. Woman's beauty or everybody's beauty. It can be men also.
I see.
So ring came into my mind.
I see. That's a very good term. And that captures a lot of things, like strength, like sort of on your own, things like that. So that's very
I
good.
couldn't find it on the internet. I tried to find out this kanji. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And he said that it's impossible to explain this.
I see.
People,
Okay.
I think in 2020 maybe somebody could explain that. Translate that.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. One of the things that the other day we had a seminar, we had a sort of a dialogue trying to figure out what to do in the 2020, making the best of the Olympics. And one of the things is that rather than just presenting what Japan can offer, it's much more of a collaborative effort. So you collaborate with the audience or with the people coming to create something. And I thought it was quite interesting because we often are very much interested in presenting. How do we present? How are we perceived, kind of things. But it's a collaborative effort. So I thought it was a quite interesting concept. Okay, very good. Okay, which group would like to do beauty in SNS era? Okay, go.
Okay, we had a very active discussion. We started off by sharing our personal experience or thoughts on the positive and the negative side about the social SNS. And for the positive side, we came up with, it's very inspiring to see your other people smile or have very fun times. It's a new way of personal expression. And the new way to describe what you feel is beautiful. And on the other hand, what we've thought about the negative side is what was already mentioned in the earlier speeches, but it's misleading. And you can be over concerned about how you get judged. And that's one of the effects that we came up with. And as a conclusion, we thought that by having SNS or being in our social era, the beauty trend is moving much, much faster than how it was in the past. And it's very informative now because we have social. And by that, the definition of beauty is more diverse than the past. And that's causing a very positive effect in our community. That's how we felt. Because by beauty being diverse, we appreciate and respect each other's difference and more, and basically that's how we become connected to beauty. So that's what we came up with, how the social era is actually changing the beauty trend and how we feel what's beautiful, and as a conclusion, we're all connected. That's something that's been very changed since the past.
So it's fast, and you have a lot of information, and so you are aware of different types of beauty, in a way.
Yes.
And that will lead you to be much more tolerant of different kinds of beauty. That's the idea,
Yeah.
right? How about if we have so much information? I think it can work both ways. That makes you much more receptive to differences at the same time. If you have too much information, you don't know where you are. You can't really define yourself, which I think is the main concept of beauty, because each one can define. So how do you reconcile the two? Did you discuss it all?
Maybe that's one of the things that we came up with, the negative side, like misunderstanding or misleading or getting lost. But we thought more on the positive side.
Okay.
Yeah, how it gave us in this table, having social media, this positive effect and positive point of view on the change of beauty.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's go to the last group. We'll take one more group for social media. Okay.
We started off our discussion by talking, so what is difference of the way that young people use SNS and how more experienced people would use SNS. And we came up with so the idea that because young people have grow up with that tool quite naturally, so they use it as a part of their natural way of talking with each other. Whereas more experienced people like us has to put extra effort to learn the tool. So there is one difference. Then we now come to think of, so what is beauty on these young people and more experienced people? So for young people, because they are generally in same age group and with similar background, maybe they go to the same school with different, similar type of life experiences because they are young. They are more comfortable to make themselves beautiful in the way that is defined by Pre-Kura company. Whereas for experienced people, we have more diverse background, we have different experiences, and we know that people are different, and we come to learn to accept the way we are. So we feel uncomfortable by looking at the photo with too much of the Photoshop editing. So that we have discussed what are the differences between young and more experienced upon using photos on the SNS. So we also come to the idea that because young people has no strong opinion about what is beauty, and they might not be confident on themselves, they want to be defined by media or TV on what is kawaii means to people. Where more experienced people are more confident, so they want to show as they are, not too much of the photo editing. So the question was define beauty in SNS era, and we come to the, it's okay, it's too much. We think that in SNS era, you need to know what beauty means to you. You have to have your own opinion, because what you post in SNS defines in a way how people would look at you in what do you think your beauty is. Am I making sense? Let's see. So for some people, beauty may mean cheerfulness or happiness. Or some people may think that beauty is confidence, authenticity, or something else. And it's quite diverse. So what you post will define the beauty defined by someone else. So you have to have your strong opinion on what you think beauty means to you. Okay?
So let me see if I understand it. You were saying that the younger generation have a sort of a common idea of beauty because they share many things on SNS. But those who are experienced have their own concept of beauty, and they're not affected. So they are much more receptive to diverse concept. And then, if you follow that, the younger generation will be, since the younger generation are the ones who are going to be around from now on, they will have a common concept of beauty. Sort of standardized, one-size-fits-all kind of concept. And what I don't quite understand is that, how does it relate to what you said at the end? That is, you can use social media to define your beauty.
I think what you said in the beginning, I think we believe as young people will have more experience, become more older, they will come to learn that there are more diverse way of thinking what their beauty is. And your question, second question was, so how does it, so I think the message was, because beauty would be so diverse, you have to choose what beauty would mean to you if you are making a posting in SNS.
Okay. So are you encouraging people to post on SNS? Or are you not?
Actually, at first, for the younger people, we don't think that they have the common sense of the beautifulness.
Okay.
But they are just trying to find their own beauty. They are just trying to change, and they don't hesitate to be different from themselves because they are trying to find their own beauty. They are in the way to determine their own beauty. But afterwards, after many experiences, we can have our own beauty determination. Afterwards, that will be quite changed before and after that determination by oneself. So it's not, we don't think that in 20 years or 30 years that beauty determination will be quite common all over the world. More, it should be diverse. Because we can share many kinds of thoughts, way of thinking, and many ways of beautifulness, and so on. We can, because thanks to this SNS, we can exchange our own determinations. Afterwards, it will be more diverse.
I see. Okay. So because each one can post whatever they think is beautiful on SNS. So that means that there will be more potential for having a very different kinds of beauty. Okay, now I understand. Okay, good. Let's go back to Nagai-san, and if you can share, if you sort of can share your reaction to.
As you already know, I described my personal opinion on beauty, and which is based on my present experience and the past experience. It means my concept showed is the past thing or the present thing, but you discussed the future vision of beauty. I realized that we need to consider both sides. As Yuji mentioned, the positive side and negative side, and also very primitive or emotional side, and such kind of advanced technology or anything. So as a conclusion, I'm very looking forward to being developed. So brand new concept of beauty, is coming soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me sort of close with a question. After all these discussions, do you think you are beautiful? Did it help you think about whether you're beautiful or not? Because we started off with the question, who would you say is the person that you have met, that you think is beautiful? And then we sort of discussed, Nagai-san shared with us her experience of finding beauty and so forth. And you discussed what is going to be beauty in 2020, as well as how do we define beauty in the era of SNS, social media, which is going to advance even more when it comes to the technology. So I think you have enough sort of materials to think about how you define your own beauty. That means, do you call yourself beautiful? And if so, how do you find out? How do you define? I think that's the question that I would like to leave with you. And I hope that the discussion that we have had so far has given you some ideas or some food for thought to think about the beauty. Because I don't want to quote Donald Trump because he uses the term beautiful so often, and that's sort of become abused word. But I think the term beautiful is a very beautiful word. And if you come across with as many experiences that you can describe beautiful, I think you're very lucky. And I think each one of us can define and can create that kind of environment for all the people.